It's a season of budgets right there. Of course, we had Adamawa, and so many states have presented their proposals for 2024 spending to their lawmakers. We'll see the adjustment to be made and, of course, the confirmation, but more importantly, the implementation of those budgets. Now, another issue is the 1.2 billion person market with a value of 2.1 trillion US dollars of total private wealth. That's how much has been given to Africa. That's how much it's worth, at least for 2021. And this is what the African Continental Free Trade Area hopes to explore. Unfortunately, out of about 50% target for 2023, it's met about 20% for the year. That's talking about after, the free trade area. So if we have the market, we have the brains, what's stopping us? What are those militating factors? We have joining us for this Professor Jonathan Aremu. He's a professor of International Economic Relations at Covenant University. More importantly, he's a member, Rules and Policies of the National Action Committee of African Continental Free Trade Area. Joins us from our Abuja studio. Good morning, Prof. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Eni.
So we know that AfCFTA has always been in the news, but recently there's been an update on the checklist, especially point 4, which is the gazetting of STCS. Could you tell us more about that and some of the updates around AfCFTA?
Thank you very much, Thompson. And I have to congratulate Nigeria because initially we were being scared of going to African Continental Free Trade Area. But Nigeria has gone ahead to fulfill the condition to join the other countries in the continent on African Continental Free Trade Area under the Guided Trade Initiative, which is to test run the project. You recall that last year, by October, 7 countries were actually involved, in which Ghana was there, and Cameroon was there, Egypt was there, Kenya was there, Mauritius was there, Rwanda was there, Nigeria was not there. There are 8 countries involved. But there is another 29 countries that have signaled their intention to go into the Guided Trade Initiative. And Nigeria is one of those countries. So I congratulate the country, at least, for coming up to this stage. But there are conditions, just as you display it on or people to see. There are about 8 conditions over there. And the condition number 1 means that a country going to this thing must actually be a state party. State party means that you don't only sign the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, you ratified it. And then we ratified on the 5th of December 2020. And apart from ratification, you have to have the schedule of your tariff concession, which we have done also. Then moving forward, the submission of authorized signatories. We have done that one also. Number 4 is the issue of those classification with respect to what we committed ourselves, particularly making sure that we gazetted all those things. Yes, that was the one that was left behind. Under the other remaining conditions are establishment of ad hoc committee. Yes, just about a few days ago, the National Action Committee set up 3 committees, and I'm a member of the rules. I'm a member of the rules and regulation. And then nomination of the security authority, which have been customs, then willingness to mobilize business in Africa, particularly in Nigeria. Yes, we have done that because there have been a lot of sensitization, there's been a lot of initiative, there's a national strategy put in place. And then finally, be able to notify other African countries about our non-tariff measure initiative, which we have equally done. But what was left behind, which was done last week, was the issue of gazetting. Gazetting of every aspect, the status of our tariff classification. So I congratulate Nigeria for actually ensuring that the gazetting will be done. And with the gazetting, that means that we have been able to fulfill every of the conditionality which African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat in Accra actually said we should do. 2 weeks ago, I was in that secretariat in Accra, and I was asking them what is next for Nigeria. And they said there's nothing. We are already inside the program. So there's going to be some sensitization to be able to allow those companies that are able to meet some of the other requirements to be able to start to be able to trade with other African countries. So we have started to engage in trading in goods. So I congratulate the country for actually being a member of the country that is going to this second initiative of the GTI, which is going to commence very soon.
All right, Prof. So when we look at the commodities, you know, that is open for transaction on the platform, on the AfCFTA platform, which of them would you say, now that we have met all the checklist, we have checked all of the list, so we're supposed to make the most of it, which of them do you see Nigeria jumping on to maximize at the short term?
Madam, Nigeria already agree with our tariff classification, and the details of that one is already available with the custom tariff. And luckily enough, toward the end of the last administration, specifically in May, a new custom act was put in place, not only ensuring that some of these classifications are there, but to be able to put across the procedure to allow things to be done properly. So as many as the product as are in those classification lists, there are products that can actually move across the countries. So it now is left to Nigerians that wanted to trade to go and look at the condition that we allow their product to be able to move across to other countries, but more importantly, look for the importers of those particular products. It's not that the National Action Committee will say these are the products. No, you have to look for the partners. Just as I was telling some institutions that wanted to trade in services, you are the one to look for the services, and you are the one to look for the countries. But we can make use of our embassies, foreign embassies, because most of the time when our ambassadors are choosing the country, some of us are privileged to be able to explain to them the Nigerian economic diplomacy. And therefore, all these ambassadors are aware of what to be done to be able to make sure that they market Nigeria in terms of import and export. That is, import they can get from Nigeria, and export which they can send to Nigeria. So it's now the decision of the private sector, and then to be able to go into what they are capable of supplying the continental market under this current economic integration initiative.
So with this, Prof, briefly now, you see us hitting that 50% target by next year, since we're not able to hit it in 2023?
50% of what, my sister?
50% of the trade.
50% of which trade? Within Africa, or 50%
on the
of what? I want to hear that clearly.
Okay, so what do you see us achieving now that as Nigeria, as a country, even though it's not just about Nigeria, what do you see us achieving, in 2024, seeing that this year is almost over?
Oh, thank you very much for that question. Madam, let me say this. Even before African Continental Free Trade Area, we are already trading with African countries. African Continental Free Trade Area will create for greater opportunity to do that. Not only in trading in goods, but trading in services. Look, under trading in services, you can trade under Mode 1. Mode 1 means that you can sit in Nigeria and export your service to any African countries and collect money. I mean, as a professor in my university, right, I can export my education to any countries in African country, and I'll be paid without me traveling, without those who come in here. Secondly, people can come to my university to come and actually take some lecture, to come and take training, and then I'll be paid, which is Mode 2. Mode 3, my university have opportunity to even set up campus outside the country. That's Mode 3, that's a commercial establishment, right? Then Mode 4, temporary staff of my university can go and supply services. So apart from the goods which everybody is familiar with under ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme, services is now also be open for us. So it's a great opportunity. And let me say this, and I'm quoting the President Tinubu, when he was talking to us at the Nigeria Economic Summit Group Annual Summit, that trading services account for over 53% of our GDP. We have a very serious comparative advantage. So also, our products, in terms of manufacturing, we have been doing well. Our products are found in quite a lot of African countries. So the opportunity is now very big for Nigeria.
All right.
And that is why for those of us that have been marketing this program since Nigeria decided not to actually be involved. We said, no, this is actually meant to enhance Nigerian economic development and growth.
All right, Professor.
Beyond the percentage you are putting, we have great opportunities.
All right, Prof. Professor Jonathan Aremu is a member of Rules and Policies of the National Action Committee of the Africa Free Trade Area. Thank you so much for your views with us. We'll certainly stay on after and hope that 2024 we would have more implementation in Nigeria.
Yes.